Our planet contains over 8 million species of life and stretches across nearly 200 million square miles of land and ocean, yet scientists estimate that less than 15% of Earth's surface has ever been truly explored by human eyes. That means the vast majority of what exists on this planet remains unseen, undocumented, and completely beyond our imagination. And the natural wonders we have discovered, they are more breathtaking, more scientifically bizarre, and more emotionally overwhelming than anything a human being could ever dream up. In the next 10 minutes, you are going to travel to some of the most extraordinary places on Earth. Places where physics seems to bend, where color defies logic, where geological forces have created landscapes so alien they feel like they belong on another world. We will cover the classics everyone thinks they know, and then reveal the hidden details that most travel guides completely leave out. And we will save one particular wonder for near the end that challenges everything you think you understand about how life survives on this planet. Earth was not always this beautiful. For the first billion years of its existence, this planet was a violent, molten, largely uninhabitable rock. Volcanic eruptions, asteroid impacts, and atmospheric shifts transformed its surface over billions of years. The natural wonders we celebrate today are essentially the scars, sculptures, and experiments left behind by those processes. Understanding that context makes every canyon, cave, and coral reef feel even more profound. These landscapes are not just pretty, they are chapters in a 4.5 billion year story. Let us begin at the Grand Canyon in Arizona, United States. Most people know it is big, but few people truly understand the scale. The Grand Canyon stretches 277 miles long, up to 18 miles wide, and reaches depths of over a mile below the rim. Standing at the edge, the human brain literally cannot process what it is seeing. Neuroscientists have studied this phenomenon and found that the canyon triggers what is called awe-induced cognitive disruption. Your mind essentially freezes because the visual information is too vast to categorize. The canyon was carved by the Colorado River over approximately 5 to 6 million years. But the rocks at its base are nearly 1.8 billion years old, making the Grand Canyon a geological time machine unlike anything else on Earth. But here is what nobody talks about. The Grand Canyon contains over 1,000 caves, and fewer than 335 of them have ever been formally documented. Inside those caves, scientists have discovered species of animals that exist nowhere else on the planet, creatures so isolated for so long that they evolved in complete separation from the outside world. The canyon is not just a landscape. It is an entire hidden ecosystem stacked vertically inside stone. Moving to the other side of the world, the Great Barrier Reef off the coast of Queensland, Australia, is the largest living structure on Earth. It spans over 1,400 miles, and is so large it can be seen from space. The reef contains more than 2,900 individual reef systems, 900 islands, and supports approximately 1,500 species of fish, 4,000 types of mollusk, and 240 species of birds. It generates an estimated $6.4 billion for the Australian economy each year. And yet, despite all of that, the reef has lost approximately 50% of its coral cover since 1995, primarily due to rising ocean temperatures. This is one of the most urgent environmental losses happening right now on Earth. What most people do not realize is that coral reefs, despite covering less than 1% of the ocean floor, support approximately 25% of all marine species on the planet. Losing the Great Barrier Reef would not just be an aesthetic tragedy. It would be a biological catastrophe, with ripple effects across every ocean on Earth. Now let us talk about something that sounds completely impossible. In Bolivia, at an elevation of nearly 12,000 feet above sea level, there exists a place called Salar de Uyuni. It is the world's largest salt flat, covering over 4,000 square miles. During the dry season, the surface is an endless white expanse of hexagonal salt crystals that stretches so far in every direction that the horizon seems to wrap around you. During the wet season, a thin layer of water transforms the entire flat into the world's largest natural mirror. The reflection is so perfect that satellite imagery has difficulty distinguishing where the ground ends and the sky begins. NASA actually uses Sailor de Uyuni to calibrate the altitude sensors on its satellites because the surface is so flat and reflective it provides a near-perfect reference point from space. Beneath the surface of our planet, wonders exist that most people will never see in their lifetime. The Waitomo glowworm caves in New Zealand contain thousands of bioluminescent larvae from a species called Arachnocampa luminosa. These creatures produce a blue-green light using a chemical reaction in their bodies, and they hang threads of silk to catch prey in the darkness. When you enter these caves by boat in complete silence, the ceiling above you appears to be filled with stars. It is one of the most otherworldly experiences available to any human being on Earth, and it is entirely created by living organisms. Scientists are currently studying the bioluminescent mechanism of these glowworms to develop new medical imaging technologies. But here is what nobody talks about. Bioluminescence is actually the most common form of communication on Earth when you include the deep ocean. Over 75% of deep-sea creatures produce some form of biological light. We have built cities full of electric lights and consider ourselves impressive, while the ocean has been running its own light show for over 500 million years. Let us move to Iceland, where the raw power of geological forces is visible every single day. Iceland sits directly on the mid-Atlantic ridge, the boundary where the North American and Eurasian tectonic plates are slowly pulling apart at a rate of approximately 2.5 centimeters per year. This makes Iceland one of the most volcanically active places on Earth. It is home to over 130 volcanic mountains, more than 10,000 waterfalls, geysers, hot springs, and glacier, all existing simultaneously on a single island. The famous geyser Strokka erupts every 6 to 10 minutes, shooting water up to 40 meters into the air with extraordinary reliability. Iceland generates nearly 100% of its electricity from renewable geothermal and hydropower sources, largely because the planet's internal heat is so close to the surface there. The Northern Lights, or Aurora Borealis, visible across Iceland and other Arctic nations, are caused by charged particles from the Sun colliding with gases in Earth's atmosphere at altitudes between 60 and 150 miles above the surface. The colors produced, green, pink, violet, red, correspond to different gases at different altitudes. Oxygen at higher altitudes produces red. Oxygen at lower altitudes produces the most common green. Nitrogen produces blue and purple. It is essentially a chemistry demonstration being performed on a planetary scale every single night. And now, the wonder we saved for last. In the Namib Desert of Namibia, Africa, stands what scientists call a fairy circle, circular patches of bare earth surrounded by rings of grass, scattered across hundreds of miles of desert. For decades, researchers debated whether they were caused by termites, toxic plants, alien activity, or something else entirely. A 2022 study finally provided the most compelling explanation. The circles are the result of self-organizing plant behavior driven by competition for water. Plants essentially negotiate with their neighbors through root systems, spacing themselves in mathematically precise patterns to maximize survival. The desert is not barren. It is organized. Life, even in one of the harshest environments on Earth, finds a way not just to survive, but to create order, pattern, and structure. That idea captures something fundamental about every natural wonder on this planet. None of them are accidents. Every canyon, reef, cave, salt flat, and aurora is the result of forces following rules, geological, biological, atmospheric, physical, playing out across enormous spans of time. The beauty we experience is really just pattern recognition. Our brains responding to order in the universe. And that, perhaps, is the most remarkable natural wonder of all. Before you go, if you learned something valuable today, hit that like button right now. Subscribe to TravelSphere for a brand new video every single day. We will see you in the next one.